Hello and welcome to this video, A06, in this series of autodidactic learning objects. The A series focus on technical details, and this video, A6, will discuss how to use conditional visibility, especially for texts, but for any objects really. My name is Jonas Hall, and I'm also known as the Mad Mathematician. Okay, so I've already created some stuff here. We have two lines, and that's just my mouse playing up. We have two lines here and two numbers. The numbers are actually defined as random numbers between -3 and 3. So whenever I update these numbers, the blue line, which is defined as ax plus b, will update as well. And the object is for the student to enter the equation of the green line so that it matches the blue line, right? Let's just try that once. We press Ctrl R to update, and we enter y equals, and that's got to be a 2x minus 2. Interesting. 2x minus 2. There, and it goes on to the other one, so we can actually see that it's working. There are obviously various things we can do better here, but for now what I'd like to do is I'd like to let's just update that to something else. I'd like to create texts which says right or wrong and only display them in certain cases. So let's first just type these texts right, and I need to put it in quotation marks. Wrong, and they will go on top of each other, but I can also drag them out like that. So how do I make sure that they are only visible when at the right moment? Well, if I right click on the right text and go into properties, there's a tab called advanced, and on there is a field at the top saying conditional visibility, villkor att visa objekt. These two lines are called C and D, so I'm going to put C equals D. Now when I hit enter, it changes the double equals to an equals question mark sign. Is C equal to D? Well, if it is, it will show it, but otherwise it won't show it. And indeed, if we have a look, the right text has disappeared. Okay, so what about the wrong text? That's text 2. Well, it should be the other way around. It should be C is not equal to D, not equal to, can be found as a sign. If you click the alpha sign at the end, you can find a sign for not equal to. You can also find the less than or equals, larger than or in the equals, negation, not, and or signs here. But you can also just type less than and larger than. That's impossible to fulfill, so it's only when they're not the same that is correct. And if you hit enter, it will automatically change that to the correct sign. So text 1 is visible when C and D are equal, vertex 2 when they are not. Let's see how this works. This is currently wrong. If I enter the equation of that, which should be 2x minus 2, oh, right, sorry. The blue line is not that. The blue line is 1 minus 2x. And it's right, and they've gone on to each other. And if I get a new one, it's wrong again. Okay, so now I have to match 2x minus 3. But if I make a mistake, let's say I say y equals 2x minus 2, and for some reason doesn't really like that. 2x minus 2, it's still wrong. So conditional visibility, show objects in different conditions. You may also want to play around with something like the dynamic color here. You may want to say that the color is going to be set red when C is not equal to D. Sorry, I have to put which is if C equals D, and equals has to be two equal signs. If they are equal, then the red component should be 0, but otherwise it should be 1. The green component likewise. If C equals D, then it should be 1, otherwise it should be 0. So now the line is red when it's wrong and green when it's correct. I also want to make it thicker to have a better visibility, and the C line I want to have dashed there. So try and fit the red line onto the green line, onto the blue dashed line. So enter -3 instead, and it goes on top of it, and it's the correct one. So that's how you can do that. There are various ways of entering these Boolean variables in the conditional visibility field and in other places. In any object, like the texts, in the Advanced tab you have these conditional visibilities. So you need to be able to type these. As I said, you can find them here, but you can also find them by typing. And we had, just to remind ourselves, 2 equals will produce is equal to. If we type exclamation mark equals, and that is not equals. If we type less than and larger than, then that is not equals. And for less than or equal to, we just type those two signs, and sorry, I hit a key, and it will transform that. And likewise with larger than or equal to. It's actually you can't have larger than or equal to when it comes to functions and lines. So it's saying. So that's how you use conditional visibility and make objects show up